Assalamu alaikum and Dobry Večer, everyone. Sorry this is so late, but my computer was acting really stupid and not wanting to load my AOL. When I got home, I was hanging out with my sisters, and just to get away from just to go hang out with them. Not necessarily to participate in their Christmas activity, but just to hang out. But anyway, today's khutbah was a continuation of last week about Yamul Qiyama, or the Day of Judgment, also known as Day of Reckoning and other names. But today, the imam equated the judgment of Allah of all mankind to that of a courtroom, where we, the people who will be called to account for everything that we did on our life, and that those we have wronged and not sought forgiveness will say what we did to them, and there will be the sins that we commit with may not necessarily be against another person, but just things that we did wrong or said wrong. For instance, your tongue will testify against you if you said bad things and did not repent of those, or your eyes will testify against you if you looked at something that you were not supposed to look at and did not repent of that, and so on. But also, he talked about how if you repent of a sin and you try your hardest to stay away from that sin, and you sought forgiveness, Allah will cover it and no one else will find out about it. It will not be disclosed. Or if you commit a sin in secret, no one else knew about it except Allah. And Allah might say, I have covered your sin in the dunya and I cover it now so no one else will be told of it. Only you will know about it. Or if you commit a sin in public, you know everybody else who is awaiting their judgment will be able to hear or see you know, the details of the sin that you committed and did not repent of. But yet, Allah may still forgive it. But the Imam said that there are some sins that Allah will not forgive if you do not repent. Shirk being the main one, but if you if a Muslim kills another Muslim on purpose and does not repent of it and does not make atonement of any kind, then that sin will send that person into Jahannam, or hellfire. And if you commit any kind of abuse, for instance, if a husband or wife beats their spouse and does damage and does not repent of it, that sin could send that person into Jahannam. And when this happens, your good deeds, if there were any that outweigh your bad deeds, other bad deeds, will go on the person who you sinned against. And any bad deeds that they have, that might exceed some of their good deeds, will go on the sinner who did not repent, the offender in this case. So that's kind of what how the Imam described it. and he quoted several hadiths about this, and that the courtroom analogy is, that's basically what it is. Allah is the judge, and we were equated as the suspect, on the day of judgment. So our actions will be called into account, and if our bad deeds outweigh our good deeds, and we go to Jahannam, and vice versa, if our good deeds outweigh our bad deeds, and we have truly repented of the sins, and Allah will forgive them, and you go to Jannah, or paradise. And he went on to describe other aspects of. He talked about custody, meaning that you have custody of a matter, not just of another person. For instance, if a husband mistreats his wife, the husband, who is supposed to be the maintainer and provider for his wife, if he does injustice to her, then he will be called into account for that, and his wife will be the beneficiary of that, meaning she could get his good deeds added on to hers, and her bad deeds will get added on to his. Or, for instance, if a parent mistreats a child, the same way. Or if, a person you are taking care of, for instance, if you are a caretaker of a disabled or a elderly family member, and you are providing for their needs, but if you do not do so, then you are held into account for that. That's just my example, having considering my past work, but that's just an example of how that could work, just based on what the imam talked about. And so hopefully this helps clear things up. And as always, if anything that I say is wrong, it's totally my bad, and anything that's good is from Allah. And it's a reminder to me, as well as all of you, we're all human, we all make mistakes, and we have to work hard at improving ourselves, striving for Jannah, so to speak. So we have to watch what we say, watch what we do, and that's the important thing, is to do what Allah wants us to do and avoid what Allah has told us to avoid. And I guess that's basically, that's Islam. You submit to God's will, you submit to Allah's command, and you obey it to the best of your ability. And of course, we are human, we will be tested, and it's how we deal with these life tests that determines our ultimate fate. So I hope this is beneficial to you, and I'll come back next week with another one. It'll be the last khutbah summary for 2010, and then of course 2011. I'll keep going as long as I can, and I'll toss up some other stuff now and then, maybe another video of Mila or something else, I don't know. I got an idea in the works I've been hashing around in my head for a week, so I just might go ahead and knock that one off. But thanks for watching. Assalamu alaikum, do widzenia, and miasr mila.